Okay, here we go. Let's add our oil. Swirl to coat the wok. A wok is always a good bet for making noodles, but of course, you know, if you haven't got one, a deep frying pan will suffice just as nicely, but be careful when you're stirring and tossing. So we're going to start with our tofu because we want the tofu to crisp up slightly. Give the tofu about 30 seconds. This is on medium-high heat. Everything is done quickly, as with all fried noodles. So that's one of the reasons we have the pad thai sauce already. So it's a case of just adding one thing. Now we add the garlic, which has been sliced widthwise. Ooh, smell of garlic cooking, yum. Garlic in oil is something else altogether. If you love garlic, that is. We're going to add just a touch at this stage. We're going to add just a touch of the pad thai sauce. Be careful, yes, it will splatter. That's to flavor the garlic, and then we're going to add some bean sprouts in there. And our chicken. Now, if you prefer your bean sprouts on the crunchy side, add your bean sprouts later. But you will, bearing in mind that you will be serving the pad thai with some fresh bean sprouts. So we just let this cook, and we're going to add more sauce. You can already get the hint, the smell of the pad thai sauce, which is sour and sweet at the same time. It's fabulous. So we keep cooking. Thinly sliced chicken breasts are only going to take you about 5 minutes to cook. Likewise, seafood isn't going to take long at all. So, you know, it's always a great idea to make pad thai with meat that's going to cook quickly. There we go, your chicken's just about done. So at this stage, we're going to add the pickled turnips if using. And now we're going to add the eggs, the beaten eggs. And we're going to let that egg settle for a little while to form into a soft omelette, say 30 seconds or so. There you go, you can see that the egg is cooking. You just push it ever so slightly, pretty much like you would cook an omelette. Let it set again for a few more seconds. There we go. And now we're going to add our noodles. If your noodles start getting sticky before you start cooking with it, just rinse them in cool water and they'll come out easily again. And a little bit more of our pad thai sauce. Full recipe, quantities, etc. is in the text. And then we just give it a stir. Over, under and over, under and over. Turn that heat up slightly. The noodles shouldn't take long to cook at all, and what you don't want is noodles that are overcooked, because then it'll just be a soggy mess. So we're talking a minute, 2 max. So at this stage, sprinkle some of that dried shrimp floss over, turn the heat off, spring onions, scallions go on next, and our crushed peanuts as well. I like peanuts that are unevenly crushed. It adds texture to your when you're eating the noodles. There we go. Pad Thai. A good pad Thai has to be hot, sour, and just a touch of sweet. And it is also a fairly wet noodle dish, as you can see. Right, I'm going to keep the cilantro or coriander for when we actually dish up, which is what we're going to do now.